is with great pleasure that I welcome you to the UCM, Universal Church of the Master Speakers Series, which we have every second Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm Reverend Janet Childs, and it is with all my open heart that I welcome you here and that our Speaker Series team welcomes you here. We have an amazing group of speakers tonight. First of all, our minister, Tiffany Kiefer, is going to be facilitating tonight with speakers she has discovered from around the country to help us navigate change with confidence, exploring options for thriving in uncertain times, for thriving, not only surviving, but how can we thrive? And one of our traditions at UCM Speaker Series is to light the candle. The candle is the universal symbol of love, hope, and healing, and the light that it represents that we can be for and with each other when we share our wisdom and share our awareness and share our truth and also share our comradeship and our community. So I am going to light this special candle, which is actually turns out to be Tiffany's candle from a previous time when she was one of our speakers. And so the next time I see you, Tiffany, you will get this candle.
Thank you.
And I'm just wanting to give out special healing energy to anybody and everybody that needs it, and especially for our beautiful Minister Tiffany. And for each of you, for your courage and your heart, may your heart be opened, may your mind be relaxed, and may your body be happy as we are together, as we talk about this incredible soul experience of how we can be with each other. You are the light, I am the light, we are the light together forever. I am the light, you are the light, we are the light together forever. So I welcome you all, and we are so grateful for your presence today.
Wonderful. Thank you, Janet, for that wonderful introduction. And we are so blessed to have everybody here today. We have 4 speakers with us today, and our first speaker is one of my very dear friends. Actually, all the speakers on here are my dear friends. Rachel is not only a dear friend of mine, but she's also my angel therapy practitioner, teacher, and I'm very grateful for her. But Rachel is the founder of Divine Guidance with Rachel Cooley, and is an angel therapy practitioner, author, certified spiritual counselor, and an angelic guidance mentor. She's a certification trainer who has spent the last 25 years, that's a quarter of a century, inspiring and guiding women to reconnect with their divine guidance and angelic support, to open and to receive the blessings that are their divine birthright. Rachel supports women in her Angelic Sanctuary Journey program with the angels, and her mission is to help women step into their divine purpose path, fully resourced to live a miraculous life of fulfillment, living on purpose, sharing their gifts, and allowing their essence to make an amplified divine impact in the world by becoming angelic guidance mentors, which I am. She is able, or I'm sorry, world helping everybody become angelic guidance mentors, able to guide even more people over the world into their miraculous life, birthright blessings, helping analyze, catalyze, quantum leap transformation with the angels for those healing, empowerment, prosperity, protection, and much, much more. Rachel, thank you so much for being here today and helping us navigate these times.
Thank you so much, Tiffany, and thank you everyone and Janet and everyone. It's such a joy here to be here, dear ones, with all of you for this powerful thing today of bringing forward the blessings that are here to help us during uncertain times here as a part of this monthly series in the Universal Church of the Masters. And I'm thrilled and honored to be here with all of you today. So today, dear ones, I'm going to be sharing about activating angelic power and blessings in your life and how this is so extra powerful at this time when we're wanting to thrive even more during these times of uncertainty and intensity. Who would love to activate angelic power and blessings right here, right now? I invite you to raise your hand if you are. Yes. Yes, let's activate them. And that's a big part of what I'm going to be sharing about today is how you can do that and how you can help turn situations around. And as you were just sharing earlier, to thrive during times of uncertainty. So powerful to be here with all of you today. Thank you, Tiffany, for introducing me. I so appreciate you, sister, and for inviting me to be a part of this series today and to be a speaker. And it's really my joy and honor to be here with all of you at the Universal Church of the Masters, whether you're here live with us now or on the replay, with our theme of navigate change with confidence, explore options for thriving in uncertain times. And it is such a joy to be here with all of you for this incredible moment of heart-centered divine ones coming together. Mostly women are here right now, but all of you, dear ones, right here, right now, to make a difference in the world, doing what we're meant to do, whether you are, on your spiritual path, or you're also perhaps a healer or a coach or a leader on some level, which I know many of you already are here as part of the Universal Church of the Masters. You are in the right place. And I'm so thrilled to be here with all of you today to talk about activating angelic power and blessings in your life. And so I wanted to share first off that the spiritual dear ones that I speak with, especially the women that I support and speak with, so many of them are feeling ready to experience the profound divine support that is available to help us to navigate and to thrive in this rapidly changing world during these intense times and uncertain times as well, but to do so with more grace, clarity, ease, resourcefulness, and upliftment. So if you would like to do that as well, I invite you again to raise your hand or type yes in the chat. Yes, let's activate. As we know, activating what we're calling in is so powerful, isn't it? Because we are one with the divine and we are putting out our intentions, aren't we? When we set our yes and we say, yes, I want that as well. So it is my divine calling, dear ones, to connect you with your divine angelic support team and to help you to activate and to receive your, as I love to call them, your birthright blessings, working with the angels and the archangels who really essentially are the messengers of God. They're here to support us in our lives, to make a difference for us in our lives, and they are connected with the divine and with the one, and they're here to help us. And so what I'm going to be sharing with today are the 4 initial steps that you can take to activate this angelic power and blessings, the blessings that are available for you. As Tiffany shared, I'm Rachel Cooley. I am the founder of Divine Guidance with Rachel Cooley, and I've been working with the angels now for 25 plus years. As Tiffany pointed out, a quarter of a century, pretty amazing. And it has been my joy to be inspiring and guiding all the dear ones that I support, in particular the spiritual women like you, to reconnect with their divine guidance and angelic support, to open up and to receive the blessings that are, as I shared earlier, their divine birthright. And I'm passionate in supporting all of you dear ones here now live, and all the women that I support as well, to activate and to receive angelic power and blessings, to support, guide, and bless them, and to bless you in your life, and to ripple out all of these blessings to help all of us to thrive during these intense times, despite these times, to be a blessing in the world, for even more of us to really be on purpose with our angelic support team here to help us. And what I know is, after my 25 years of helping women with the angels and to support them, is that it is completely possible for anyone to catalyze these miraculous blessings in their lives, including each one of you and each one of us. So awesome. And I love to bring forward this angelic support, and I love being divinely guided every day, and also for myself, my family, my clients. But it wasn't always this way for me, as that often is the case for so many of us, which has led us to our spiritual path. And I used to get stressed out and worried a lot of the times. And I sometimes got so stressed out and worried that I wasn't able to be fully present in the moment. Who can resonate with not being able to be fully present in the moment because you're feeling so stressed? Can we raise our hands? Yes. Thank you for your participation. I think so many of us can relate to that. And also at times I had a lot of ruminating fears going through my mind, like replaying scenarios, and I would get caught up in stress also around the safety of my family. And at the time when I was working, stressed out about my job and relationships and really so many things. It was really intense. So if you can relate, I invite you to nod your head or type R in the chat just that you can relate to this. And really, when we're that stressed out, dear ones, we can miss out on precious life moments. Can you relate to that also due to ruminating, being fearful, playing worst case scenarios in our minds, which really for me originated from my grandmother, from my maternal side of my family, which is my grandma Sarah, my mom's side, who survived actually in the early 1900s, the Armenian genocide in Turkey. And she ultimately, despite the intensity of that time, she survived and she persevered, yet the stress and the intense fears and worries and survival stress got passed down. Who can relate to having ancestral stress be passed down through your family line? I think a lot of us can relate to that. So that was a big motivation for me when I first started working with the angels, was that I really wanted relief from these fear, stress, and worries that were fully not supporting me. And I wanted to transform that. So I was able to connect with the angels. A beautiful series of synchronistic events led me on this path with the angels. And I originally got certified back in 1999. And for this, I am so grateful because this fuels a big part of my passion and wanting to support as many dear ones as I can in being relieved from fear, stress, and worries. And I think a lot of us can receive and are wanting to receive this, especially during these intense times, as a lot of us have related to already, right? So let's catalyze divine blessings of the angels, dear ones, and really step into activating these steps. And I want to talk first about the first step of activating angelic power and blessings. And if you're ready, I might invite you to raise your hand. Yes. We're ready to hear that. So step one, thank you, Tiffany, for your enthusiasm. Step one, dear ones, to activate angelic power and blessings in your life is to use your power of choice. To use your power of choice, your free will choice, to ask the angels for support because they need your permission. They need our permission to act on your behalf because we have free will. And our angels, the messengers of God, fully respect our choices. So with our yes, please help me, please support me, whether you say it out loud, you think it in your mind, or perhaps you might even write it out, they all work because that is giving them that active permission to help you. And then when you do that, that can also open the doors, and it does open the doors to bring in more blessings into your life. So to begin accessing their support through your request for help, you can say something like this, and I invite you to say it along with me. I'll say it slowly so we can say it together. We can start out with this. Thank you, angels and archangels, for being with me now. Thank you, angels and archangels, for being with me now. That is so powerful right there. And then from there, you can actively ask them for what you would love help with. So let's do that next together. And you all are muted, so you can say it in your space. So thank you, angels, for helping me with, and then I invite you in your beautiful space to fill in the blank that you're wanting help with, whether that's with your health, with receiving clear divine guidance, healing in a relationship, healing in our country, whatever that is, and bringing in more unity. So you can say it out loud. It's so powerful, and that activates their ability to help and to support us. And doesn't it feel good? How does it feel? I want you to just think about that. How does it feel? Does it feel empowering to do that? It's really, yeah. I'm seeing a lot of nods. Yes, it's very empowering to do that, to activate these blessings and this angelic power to really support you in your life. So from there, dear ones, our divine support team, whose purpose it truly is to assist us and to support us to thrive, expressing our own unique divine gifts, and also, as I love to describe it, our divine identity, who we truly are as a beloved child of the divine, of God, of our Creator. right? And to play our own unique role in co-creating a new earth for the highest good of us all. And it is totally time right now to bring in a new earth, isn't it? Yes, for sure. So once we know, dear ones, how to take this step with the angels, it can help us in transforming our lives, bringing in healing, empowerment, uplifting us on all levels and emotionally as well, and with our energy, because when we're feeling this energy, right, we have more energy and enthusiasm to make a difference and to make a difference in this at this time. And again, giving that angels, the divine, our free will, yes, for help. So let's step into step two of these beautiful steps, and that is to learn how they can support you, to learn how the angels can support you. That is our second step to activating these angelic power and blessings in our lives, because the angels can help us with amplifying healing and optimal well-being, receiving divine guidance and clear divine guidance as well, so we can make more confident choices from a place of peace. And that also helps us to thrive even more, being divinely guided, and also breaking free from stress, uncertainty, fear, and anxiety patterns that are not supporting us, so that we can clear that energy and relax and renew and re-energize and be even more on purpose. It's truly powerful what can happen, including calling in new opportunities. When we learn how the angels can support us at something as well, new opportunities, and also experiencing more connection, unity, certainty in our lives, and love on a daily basis. It's truly powerful and transforming. I love it. And also bringing healing as well into our relationships, right? That's an area which sometimes if something's not aligning, cause stress. So they help us in all of these ways, which is powerful. Tiffany's experienced that as well, and working with me and the angels, including our dear friend Jill Stein Clarkson, who also had amazing life transformations in working with the angels, as well as so many of my other clients, including my client Lydia as well, bringing in blessings and transformation. It's truly powerful. So it's awesome. So as I'm looking at my clock, I've got some time for two more. So let's go into the next two of the four. Who's ready for the next one in activating angelic power and blessings in your lives? Thank you for raising your hands and for your participation. And that is, dear ones, to learn how to receive divine guidance, to learn how to receive divine guidance, to receive your divine messages, and also because when we understand the messages, we're easily able to take divinely inspired action. So from there, we must learn how to recognize the guidance that we're receiving, whether that is through our knowing, our feelings, visions, whether it's within a dream, or like angel signs, angel numbers that we're seeing in our lives, or through our hearing. That is a key right there of learning the ways in which you in particular are receiving your divine guidance. And also being able to, from there, receiving this divine guidance, to communicate more frequently, as you feel more comfortable with your divine angelic support team as well. Really helps to be in like an active conversation with them on a daily basis. Because when we do that, we take that step, that makes such a difference, because then we, from there, able to feel more confident in the messages we're receiving, noticing repetitive messages and signs that we're getting, and then taking divinely inspired action from there, right? Because it's from that divinely inspired action that so many blessings come for us. So, and they're here for us as well. I love synchronicities. Who loves synchronicities? Noticing angel signs or numbers, or just however that's lining up. Yes, I see that a lot of you are. Yes, it's so powerful, because then you get really inspired and you feel that energy of thriving as well, and bringing through the blessings, right, despite even uncertain times. It's really awesome and empowering. So I love sharing about all the blessings that are here for us with the angels, and that's what we're doing right now, and I do that as well. And at the end, I'll share a link for you if any of you would like to join me in my Angel Sisterhood group for Divinely Thriving Women that's on Facebook, because I love sharing about the angels there and divine guidance with our beautiful global sisterhood of angels. And of earthly angels as well, I should say, of the divine, of the spiritual women. So let's tap into next step 4. I have time for step 4. And that, dear ones, step 4 of activating angelic power and blessings in your life is to align with the angels, and also to align your whole being with who you really are, with your divine identity, to align your mind, your actions, your emotions, the words that you're saying, as well as your spirit with the divine. It's really powerful. And when we know who we really are on a spiritual level, as so many of us here already do, but to keep refining that as we go forward and we learn and grow, we're able to access our beautiful support and resources on a whole new level. And oftentimes we may be blocking the flow unknowingly of communication and blessings through our conflicting thoughts and emotions, especially when we get stressed out and worried. So it's here when we activate and align with who we really are that we can clear that energy and then be able to be more of a catalyst for activating and bringing forward the blessings that are here for us from the angels, starting with ourselves and then sharing it from there. It's like the analogy for the airplane: receive, the oxygen first, take care of yourself first before helping others, because then we can be more resourced and supplied for and feel that enthusiastic energy to make the divine difference that we're meant to make in the world. So it's truly powerful and empowering. So, dear ones, are you ready to just let the blessings flow in your life? If you are, I invite you to nod your head or type yes in the chat. Yes, I'm seeing enthusiastic yeses and waves. Yes. So let's, as we're getting ready to close in a little bit, yes, thanks Tina for your yes there. Let's do a prayer of calling in the angels to bring forward continuously their blessings and light and support for us during these times to help shift the energy and to help us to thrive despite the uncertainty of these times so we can make a divine difference. So let's take in a deep, fresh breath in. Breathing in and gently exhaling out as we pray. We thank you so much, dear God, dear angels, and dear archangels, for supporting each and every one of us to thrive in our lives, to be able to be divinely supported and guided by our angels, by God, by our Creator, and any other divine ones that each one of us work with on a regular basis. We give you our free will permission, our yes. I invite you to think that yes or say it out loud, dear ones, in your space, for continuous angelic support to help you during these times, to help you to be uplifted from any energies, stress, worries, or energies from the collective that may be weighing you down, that you're ready to shift and change and to make a beautiful divine impact in the world. And we are so grateful. So as you take in a new breath in, dear ones, and exhale out, we invite our angels to enfold each one of us in their unconditionally loving white lights and blessings and peaceful energy. Taking a new divine breath in and exhaling out and allowing any and all energies that are not supporting you to be uplifted, cleared, and released from you, so that from here you can thrive even more and say yes even more to your divine birthright blessings of being fully resourced, guided, supported, filled with angelic power and energy to lead and to live with grace, with more certainty, prosperity on all levels, and impact in these unprecedented times. And for all of this, we say thank you, God, thank you, angels, thank you, archangels. We are truly grateful, and we invite our guardian angels of each one of us to enfold us in your unconditionally loving white light. Taking a new breath in, dear ones, exhaling out if you like, giving yourself an angelic hug, feeling the blessings and the light of your angels surrounding you, and feeling so grateful. And so it all is. Amen and blessed be. So, dear ones, that is my talk for this evening. I'll pop a link in the chat, and hopefully we can get that out for the replay as well. For any of you that would love to join, in particular women, my Angel Sisterhood for Divinely Thriving Women on Facebook. That's a great way to stay in touch with me, to stay connected, and also to be resourced and to learn about my upcoming events, including my upcoming 3 Angelic Keys to Confidently Embrace and Share Your Healing Gifts series, March 4th through 7th. So I'll be sharing more about that there. So thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Dottie, everyone, for your time and for your presence. And I am grateful to be here today.
Rachel, that was wonderful. Thank you so much. And perfect. It was absolutely epic. I really appreciate you. And those 4 steps, I hope that all of you do join her Facebook group, she will probably post those steps there and help you with anything that you need with angel guidance. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Rachel.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And feel free to reach out to me with any questions. I'd love to connect, and I'm available for you to support you. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank
Wonderful.
you, Janet, and everyone.
How beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So next up, we have another dear friend of mine, Tina Malsom. She is the U.S. ambassador for APL Go. She's an international speaker. She's a top income earner, an expert team builder, a published author, and a lifestyle nutrition specialist. I am deeply, deeply grateful that she is here with us today to help us navigate these times through nutrition and just from creating the lifestyle creating the life that you desire and deserve. She is a sister with me in that mission. And Tina, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much, Tiffany, for inviting me. I'm so excited. What an awesome group of women. What a great way to end the evening, being with such spiritual, wonderful people. I'm just so excited to be here. So my name is Tina Malsom. I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I work with women who want to fulfill their purpose through helping others stay healthy. So it's always been a passion of mine. I think probably since I was little, I was adopted. So I was very obsessed with my DNA and what runs in my DNA and what makes me different than my parents and the people around me. And so when all the DNA testing started coming out, I started, thinking, I think I should do that, right? And I was at 37, I was 27 pregnant with my son. And every time I went to the doctor, they would say, well, what runs in your DNA? And here's the 8 papers you need to fill out with your history, and I knew nothing. And I started thinking, what am I missing out on by not knowing what my past, what runs in my past? So I started researching that, and I got into the DNA arena, and I found it fascinating because a lot of what happens in your future can be predicated by your past. And I love how Rachel put that, is that and you can change it at any time you want, right? Even your own DNA. Because what's even more important than what's your genetic makeup is your lifestyle. Because you can, with a thought, with a decision, with a change in lifestyle, change your future just like that, regardless of what runs in your family, regardless of what happens, right? So I do think it's still important to know that stuff, right? I'm very big in prevention. If something's coming, I want to know about it well in advance so I can prevent it as much as I possibly can. But I was just reading the other day, 40% of chronic disease is caused from nutritional deficiencies. We spend our days living life, eating whatever is around. I'm not one of those people who likes to spend my time thinking about which vegetable I'm going to eat today or what salad I'm going to make. I'm not that person. I'm more the loophole person, is what is the easiest, fastest way to get as much nutrition as possible without having to think about it all day long. That's me, right? I'm probably the opposite of any nutritionist you've ever heard. But I feel like more people nowadays are more like me. Like, I don't want to think about that. The USDA says we need 12 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. Give me a break. I don't have time for that. I'm a busy entrepreneur. I have a life, right? I want to eat out with my kids and go on dates and go out dancing at the bar. And I want to live life to the fullest. And I know that when you are on strict nutritional diets, and that doesn't let you do that. That doesn't let you accomplish that. So I have spent the last 17 years finding the easiest possible way to get healthy with the least amount of work or thinking about it. Because, I have a lot of dreams. I know all of you do, right? We dream, we spend all day dreaming about all these things. Well, when you're sick, you only have one dream, and that's to be healthy. So my passion is to help people think more about prevention and not getting healthy or not getting sick in the first place. Sometimes we don't think about that. It smacks us in the face and we're like, oh crap, how am I going to fix this? Right? But to me, it's all about preventing it. because you can't fulfill your purpose when you don't feel good. When you're sick, right? Then your 100% focus is on getting healthy, and no amount of money in the world is worth being sick. Last Steve Jobs, if he could do it all over again, would he spend every dollar of his bazillion-dollar estate getting healthy and living longer and spending more time with himself? Of course he would, right? So, in 1950, you needed 2 peaches to get enough vitamin A for your entire day's allowance. 2. Today, our soil is so depleted that you need 50 peaches to get enough vitamin A in your body that the doctors and the holistic people I listen to say your body needs. Like, who has time for that, right? Our soil is so depleted. I love what Rachel said, we are from the earth. We are the earth. Your DNA and plant DNA is only 0.5% different. Did you know that? Isn't that incredible? So when you put plants in your body, your DNA, your genetic code can read the code and the blueprint of the plants that you ingest. But again, if you have to eat 50 peaches, how is that even possible? No one has time for that. So people have turned to supplements to get what's lacking in their diets. The problem is supplements are gross. They taste bad. They smell bad. You got to open up all the little bottles and choke them down and they get stuck in your throat. Blech. Like, they're just terrible. And the older you get, it seems the more you have to have. I remember when my mom was very sick and she was dying, she was taking like 70 different pill bottles on her counter. The whole counter was full. And I thought, how did this start? Did it start with, like, I don't know, an upset stomach? And she took something that created some other symptom, that created some other issue, that created some other new drug that she had to take. And then that created some other problem. And, you watch these commercials on TVs and all they have is symptom after symptom after symptom and side effect after side effect after side effect. And you think, how does it begin? Does it begin in our 20s when we maybe take a diet pill thinking and then it creates headaches? And then we take something for our headaches that then creates gut issues. And then we take something for that. And then we're 80 and our bodies are completely depleted of any nutrition. So I believe that there's always a solution to any problem. And I think supplements were created in the 40s and they did create a solution. They were actually created in the military. And because people or soldiers had to go into the field and couldn't eat anything for sometimes days, supplements were created to supplement, right? But the supplements were created from plants in soil that was still very nutrient rich and mineral rich. And we don't have that nowadays, unfortunately, So people have turned to things like earthing and grounding. Have you heard that, walking on the earth is so great for you because you can get that soil into, well, you can't do that in Arizona because it's hot as heck. Like, it's 100 degrees like half the year. And we have scorpions. So I would never walk on the ground barefoot. Never. But I have found a way to get that same negative ion energy into my body through a supplement that is mucosally delivered. So, 70% of Americans have gut health issues. Can you believe that? It's a really high statistic because inflammation starts in your gut and that's where disease begins. So the first thing we all need to do is take care of our gut health above anything else. Get rid of toxins and take care of your gut, because some of these medicines and they're just masking the symptom. They're not going to the root problem on a cellular level. So what I have found is that as people are focusing back to nature, supplements are getting a little better, right? But there's a company out of Eastern Europe who realized that people aren't going to take 12, 13, 15 supplements if they taste like dirt, right? So they created a supplement that actually tastes like candy. It looks like candy. It tastes like candy. They're actually lifesavers. So if you like sucking on lifesavers, you are in for a treat. So what this product does, it takes 120 different plants. It brings them to a big factory in Moldova where they have like I think they call it like a centrifuge. It's this big centrifuge. They put all these whole food ingredients into this machine, organic, natural. They have found a technology that recreates a lightning storm. Okay. And they do it in this big machine in Eastern Europe. As lightning hits the earth every day, it creates invisible molecules called negative ions. Lightning hits the earth about 8 million times a day. As it hits the earth, it creates negative ions. And those invisible molecules that are in our soil are now grow up through the food, which is what makes the food good for us, right? So when you pick an apple and take a bite out of it, the nutritional value flowing through that apple is incredibly dense. But when you take an apple and then 3 weeks later you buy it on the Safeway shelf, the nutritional value of that apple is completely depleted because it's no longer attached to the earth. So that's when you want to get the best nutrition in your body is as close to it being attached to the earth as possible. So what this machine in Moldova does is it recreates a lightning storm. It re-energizes all these plants as if they're still attached to earth. At that point, it spins it really fast, it thins out the membranes, and they extract the DNA of the plant and infuse it into a hard candy. Because the DNA of the plant is what houses the nutritional value. So they're not taking strawberries and turmeric and ashwagandha and crumpling it all up and shoving it in a pill and thinking that your body can somehow digest it and make its way through your blood-brain barrier into your cells. What they're doing is they're taking the part of the plant that can benefit you the most, the DNA of the plant, extracting it, putting it into the hard candy so that when you let it melt in your mouth sublingually, it's bypassing your digestive tract, going immediately into your bloodstream. Your bloodstream then will carry it to wherever in your body needs the most support in the moment. So it's an incredible solution this company has found. So my purpose and passion is educating people on how to get the best nutrition they can get in their body without having to give up their lifestyle and without having to sit at a table and eat raw vegetables all day, every day, 12 servings. So I'm super passionate about getting people the right nutrition. We have products for everything you can think of: immunity, heart, brain. We have one that extends the telomeres on the length of your DNA to extend your life. It elongates the telomeres of your DNA. We have them for allergies. We have them for we have one that increases lung capacity. We have an antiviral. We have an antibacterial. We have them for pain, for anxiety, stress, sleep, anything you can think of. So that's what I spend my days doing. I get total adrenaline rush from testimonials and people that tell me they're feeling amazing and incredible, and they're living out their dreams because they don't have to worry about staying healthy. So thank you guys so much for inviting me to share with you. My website is dnaformyhealth.com. It's all spelled out. There's a video in there that talks about the actual scientific process of what it takes to extract the plant DNA. It's really cool. And I'm always available. I'll put my information in the chat. You could get a hold of me anytime. And thank you for letting me spend this evening with you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Tina. I really appreciate you being here. And I learned quite a lot. I had no idea about the 50 peaches.
Well, and thank you for looping it in with the DNA, which is something that we all share and that we all want to strengthen. And talking about, it's not just smashing them together, but it's having them go through a lightning storm.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a transformation.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Thank you for I've never heard it explained that clearly and that wonderfully.
Well, we have a 600-page science guide, and I got through page 5, and I was like, no. We got to figure out like a kindergarten version on how to explain this to people. There's so much science behind it. Nikola Tesla actually started the studies in negative ion research. He's the one that realized how incredible it is for your body to be around negative ions. But like I said, I can't walk on the earth every day, and I don't live by the ocean anymore. So we got to get it in a different form.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I want to mention that negative ions are very important for feeling at peace, because a lot of people think negative is negative, but negative ions actually lead us to feel peaceful. And I learned that there is a giant negative ion generator in the General Assembly building at the UN. So they
Wow.
actually create this environment so that the representatives at the UN will feel comfortable. So I just wanted to add that.
I
Wow.
love that. Well, and at the UN, I mean, can you imagine so positive ion poisoning is what we live in our environments every day, being in the city and the smoke, the smog, all my favorite things like my cell phone and the microwave and my hair dryer and all the things create positive ion poisoning in the air every single day. And now the 5G towers are really making it worse. And if you don't take these positive ions that you're ingesting every day just because we live here and balancing it out and compensating with negative ions, then you're always going to be out of balance. So the more negative ions you can get around and be around, the more we can compensate for that positive ion poisoning. In fact, our company just launched, it's called a Terra Pendant Activity Pendant. It's made with scalar energy and negative ions. And as you wear it, it actually does protect your body from the 5G and all the radiation in all the things around us. So they launched about, I don't know, five or 6 months ago. They sold 975 in the first 45 minutes because I think we're at that point where we can only, spend so much time. I take it off at night and I actually put it in between me and my cell phone so that my cell phone while I'm sleeping, even though I don't put it right next to me, it's still in between us. So it blocks all that EMF. So yeah, really cool product.
And her products are amazing. I have taken the weight loss, I'm definitely ordering the heart one.
Yes.
Um, but I've done the breathing one. My mom and dad have had issues with breath, and they have taken it and been able to go to the cabin, and which is higher elevation. So the stuff's pretty good. You definitely have to have a conversation with Tina.
Anytime. I'm always available.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So
What a
next
gift.
up, go ahead. Are you good, Janet?
I'm good.
So
I'm just saying, this what a gift this is already.
Do you have a question, Jan?
Yeah,
There.
actually a comment. Negative ions we get when it rains. That's why on nice warm spring and summer days when it rains, opening a window is wonderful. Lets in all the negative ions and just feels so great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Rainstorms, thunder, lightning, by the ocean, by water.
The ocean.
The water collision, even when you're by a waterfall or the ocean and you open up the car door and you you
But when you
immediately
can't get there, if you can open your windows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Even on a hike at the top of a mountaintop, lots of negative ion energy flowing up there.
Definitely some awesome ways to navigate and find peace during these troubled times, or during these, I would say, uncharted times. I wouldn't say that they were a struggle. They are for some, but next up, we have another dear friend of mine and a counterpart at Attitude of Gratitude with me. She's always there by my side, helping me do classes and service and networking. And I am very grateful that she is here today. Her name is Kellie Putnam, and she's our local massage therapist. She's a Reiki master and a shaman. She's an intuitive, and she's also the founder of Birds of a Feather Sister Circle. So without further ado, Kellie, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Tiffany. Thanks, everyone. I feel very inadequate to sit in this place tonight. I am just beginning to start my ministry. I've been on this awakening journey for quite some time, but I'm just spreading my wings into this to take flight. So I tell Tiffany all the time, I think I manifested her here. So she has been quite the asset in allowing me to have a stage and all of us to be on this journey with her. It's just been fabulous. And I'm so
I'm very
grateful for her.
grateful.
So grateful for her. Now, if you haven't noticed, I am from Northern Alabama, born and bred, and I have the accent to follow. Tiffany has a lot of times, she has a hard time understanding me sometimes. She has this look on her face, something like, what did you say? I said, I'm sorry, it's my Southern accent. So we have fun with that sometimes.
Well, we love it. I just have to say, Miss Kelly, we love it.
I have
It's
to be
so
me.
musical.
I have to be me. I'm sorry. She knows my heart is very much with the Native Americans. In our part of the country, you don't hear that a whole lot from this part of the country, like you do out in the Southwest and stuff. But we have a lot of rich Native American history, and that's been part of my roots in my journey that I've traveled back into to see kind of what all that's about. Going back to my roots have got me outside of my religion. I was raised in a very Christian home. So exploring this whole metaphysical world has gotten me outside of my box. But exploring my Native American roots has put a lot of things together for me. And it's just been such an amazing journey to walk this path and understand what my ancestors would have understood at their time, and putting those principles back into my daily routines and in my life. And as Tiffany was talking about what she wanted us to talk on, I said, well, my favorite thing is the elements. I love the elements. I work with the medicine wheel, and my big thing is working with those elements. So if I say that anything that you can take to go through what we're going through with this big change and this big shift, it would be walking with the elements and taking time to meditate with each one of the elements and learn what they can do for you. I have my own way of looking at the elements. I have my own little kind of spiritual team that has come in to kind of assist me. And my 4 ways that I look at the elements, and they are fire, air, water, and earth. And for air, it's always in the north. When you're looking at the medicine wheel, it's always in the north. And to me, that is your thoughts. That is our mindset. It's the downloads that we get. It's everything that goes through your mind. So it's mental. Air is mental. And as you navigate this change, if we can just be aware of what each element represents to us, and to me, air is my thoughts. And how can I watch my thoughts? How can I always be in a way of the observer, how you observe your thoughts and what those thoughts are throughout the day? I know when I began to start really working with this, one of my things was for several weeks was just watching what my thoughts were on a daily basis, where my thoughts were going, what they were doing, and where in the world were they coming from. And a lot of it was things that I was listening to, things that I was watching on TV, people that I was around. And then I had to deal with my own thoughts. There was a lot of that stuff that wasn't even my thoughts. And so you have to learn to monitor your thoughts, learn to understand where they're coming from, and don't entertain them too long. If you've got a lot of negative thoughts coming in your mind, that's where you start casting them things out. that you say, no, I'm not entertaining you today. One thing about a thought is the more you entertain it, the longer it will stay. So don't entertain your thoughts if you don't want them to stay and hang around. So look at the element of fire, element of air, and sit with your thoughts. Observe your thoughts and see what they're doing. The second one that I like to look at is the element of fire. And fire to me is how we speak. That's what comes out of your mouth. That is the very fire of God, because it is followed with the breath. And fire needs air. And so your words are your firepower. It's why we have Tiffany loves the dragon. And so that is your dragon power, is your speech, and how much power there is in your words and what you say. So if you don't want something to come to fruition, you better not say it. And there's power in your words. There's lots of power in your words. So watch what you're saying about others. Watch what you're saying about yourself. Watch what you are repeating. Don't just say things and not pay attention to what you're saying, because what you say matters. You know, our words can kill or our words can uplift. Our words can give life, or it can cause people to go into some dark places. So mind your words, mind what you say about yourself, even how you talk about yourself. So sit with the element of fire. See where you need to work on your element of fire. My next one I look at is water. And water represents emotions. And this, of course, is one we have to watch all the time. It's one that can take you up and down. It's a wave. It can take you in and out. It can rock your world. If you're not in control of your emotions, they can sweep you off your feet in a heartbeat if you can't control those. I thought about Tiffany today when she had texted me that she was on her way to the ER, and I texted her back. I said, just breathe. Just breathe. Just try to calm yourself, take some big, deep breaths, and breathe. Because when you're in a sickness, or when you're overwhelmed with something like that, everything starts racing. The mind starts racing. Your emotions start to unravel. What's going on? What's going on with me? Is there something happening to me? What's my husband going to do if something happens to me? What the people that are counting on you? What's going to happen with all this? What's going to happen? So our emotions, when they go awry, we can spiral down in a hurry. So we have to mind our emotions and take control of our emotions. And one of the ways is the next element we're going to talk about, and that's the earth element. And when I think about the earth element, I think about my actions. Like, what am I doing? What am I going forth? What am I doing with my hands, and what am I doing with my feet? Where am I going? But one of the big things with earth and its element, and I think some of the ones that have spoke before, I think Tina talked about the grounding and how important that grounding is. And when you have that earth element, that is your stability. It's your strong rock. It's your standing power. And when you can stand in that earth element, then all the others kind of settle themselves in. When you can be grounded into that earth element, you can take hold and be strong in a lot of things that you do. Whereas your emotions, if they're all out of whack, then you get swept away. If your thoughts are all over the place, you get swept away. If your speech is not what it should be, you're probably not going to have very many friends. So the earth element keeps you very grounded in what we say. It gives you a steadfast. It gives you a steadfastness where you're not just scattered, like with your thoughts. You can be scattered with your thoughts. You're scattered with your emotions. You're scattered with your speech. You're speaking nonsense. You're not making sense to anything. But earth gives us that good foundation. So to me, I would say if you spent time looking at everything, that you would spend time with the elements, that we can look at nature, take time to spend in nature, take time to ground yourself. Just go out, put your bare feet on the ground, and just take some deep breaths. Spend some time with the animals. Spend some time with your pets. They carry great medicine. Nature is medicine to the soul. And when we can do this, we talked about healing. I mean, one of your best medicines is walking outside, just walking outside, taking time with nature, taking time with God's creation. We can spend time with our plants. We can spend time with the trees. She talked about how important the plants were, how we don't get enough nutrition from our plants. But plants, just being in the presence of them is medicine. So to me, that's been my concentration in walking my spiritual path, is to take time with nature. I've got 2 little dogs. I walk them every afternoon, except when it's pouring down rain like it is today. But we take that time, and I have to because I'm a massage therapist, so you touch people. So I have to sort of kind of decompress from all of that every day. And so that is usually my time to go out and what I call defrag the computer, delete the cookies, delete the spam mail, all that kind of stuff. As I walk in nature, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm kind of setting my intentions to say, okay, clear my mind. Clear all that spam mail that's come through my mind today. Let's clear all the cookies out of the computer. Let's defrag it, And then I come away from the walk and I feel like I'm 10 pounds lighter because I don't have all that junk on me anymore. So to me, that's my passion. That's working with nature, working with the elements. That's my thing. And I hope that y'all have got something from that. Thank you all. Thank you all very much.
That was wonderful. Kellie, can you put the link to your Facebook Facebook page in the group chat or in the chat so that they can follow you?
Yes.
That was wonderful. Yes, Kellie has been very diligent on teaching me the elements, especially through our tarot class. So, and just to let everybody know, I am okay. I know that she mentioned that I went to the ER today. I'm okay. It was just a little bit of a scare. And Kellie, I do want to thank you for sending me that text because it brought me back to center. I wasn't spiraling, but I did tell my husband, okay, if something happens, if something's wrong, you need to call Janet Childs. She's in my phone. and she will take care of everything. And with the class for tonight. But then I got the text that reminded me to breathe. Mm-hmm. And that is so, so important for navigating life. But it really brought me down to center. And when I walked into the ER, I told them what was happening, and they took me back, and I had stickers and machines and all sorts of things. I started to get a little emotional, but then I remembered to breathe. And I just kept breathing and trying to center myself. And then, and as they took me back to the room, this is such a good lesson for what I was going to talk about, because breathing and grounding and gratitude, all of those things are important for us to navigate life. regardless of what is going on outside of us. It doesn't matter what's happening outside of us. Everything we need is within us. And so even when I was in the room and I'm hooked up to the monitor and everything, I was breathing and calming myself so much that my heart rate alerted that it was too low because I was calming myself. And the lady came in and had told me the wrong thing, said that my levels were elevated. And I was like, okay, well, we'll see what the blood test says, the next blood test, the next thing. And I wasn't. And then she came back and said that she was wrong. And she totally apologized. And I looked at her and I went, that's what people are so afraid of, offending people and upsetting people, that she got so anxious coming into the room to tell me that she had made a mistake, that when I said, it's all good, we're good, no worries, you didn't worry me, I'm okay, that she just kind of went. And we have the power to do that. Like, Rachel said, a kind word. Kellie, you said, our words are important. We have the power to de-escalate any situation that we come in contact with just by breathing, and just by, instead of reacting, right? We actually breathe, think, and then speak. I teach my students, my clients, no knee-jerk reactions. But if you happen to knee-jerk reaction, say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that's not what I meant to say. What I meant to say was, so that you take full responsibility of what came out of your mouth. You're not waiting till the next day for an apology, to apologize to somebody. Right then, right there, you took responsibility for your actions and were able to, in the moment, still de-escalate the situation. Because how many times have you been driving down the road and somebody cuts you off? Sorry. How many times have you gotten frustrated with that and maybe sped around and cut them off? We do that not just in the vehicle. We do that in life. We do that at the grocery store. We do that in conversation. If you are not conscious, if you are not watching your breath, watching your thoughts, watching your words. And like Tina said, when you're healthy or having a bad day, that's the most important time for you to be cognizant of how you are showing up in the world. Because how you show up in the world reflects how you feel about yourself. Do you know that if somebody upsets you, or if you read a social media post and it upsets you, it's a direct reflection of how you feel about yourself or something that's going on within you that you need to work on to up level? So the next time somebody upsets you or you get frustrated, ask yourself, put a mirror between you and them and say, what are you trying to tell me? What do I need to work on? And start paying attention to how you show up, how you feel, how your emotions are. It's okay to feel. It's okay if you need to curl up in the fetal position and have a cry. That's okay. But be conscious that you're doing that. Allow yourself to do that. And then when you're done, get out of bed, stand up and say, I'm back. I'm here. That's not where I want to stay. And that's exactly what it is on the outside of you. When you pay attention to stuff outside of you, it affects you on the inside. Just like Tina was saying, all of the positive ions that are out there. I would tend to say that when people spit fire, that's a positive ion and it's poison. You know, watch your words. Watch how you talk to yourself. You know, one of the things that I have been um, getting a lot of messages about is that everybody's right. Everybody's right. Do you know why? Because everybody has an opinion that they're passionate about or that they feel is right. So, how am I, if I feel that I'm right and you feel that you're right, and I honor you and I'm kind to you and I compassionately and unconditionally love you, why would I judge your opinion? Why wouldn't I just honor it and be like, I don't even have to disagree with you. We don't have to agree to disagree. I just have to say, I don't even have to say it out loud. I honor your opinion. I love you unconditionally. And if you lead with love, if you lead with unconditional love and forgiveness for yourself, for that judgmental thought, that came in your head, or those words that came out of your mouth to yourself or to someone else, and you forgive yourself and forgive those that are around you with unconditional love, there's enough love in the world. If you're not in love, you're in fear. Who wants to be in fear? That's fight or flight. Pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to how you're feeling. And when you're struggling, one thing you can do is be grateful. Be grateful for the things that make you feel good. Be grateful that you have the power to love. Be grateful that you're here making a difference. Because every single one of you that is on this call is making a difference by the people that you touch, by the people that you talk to, by the lives that you interact with. You're making a difference. So if you lead with love, love comes right back to you 100-fold. So start with gratitude, start with love, and start with forgiveness. And through those, just know that those are all powerful negative ion feelings. The greatest gift you can give to yourself is to love yourself unconditionally. Don't worry about if you have fat legs and that's somebody else's opinion, stereotype somebody else's opinion that you learned that from. Don't worry about if you don't like the color of your eyes or the color of your hair. Love yourself as who you are. Show up as you. And like Kellie said, if you speak negative words, you may not have very many friends. So we all want to have friends. We all want to be brothers and sisters of the world. Matter of fact, we are all connected through God and divine. So if we're all connected and I judge you as my sister or my brother, then I'm actually judging myself because we're all connected. So as I started out, take a deep breath. Breathe into the power that you have within you, the love and unconditional love that you have outpouring through your heart and your heart chakra. Be grateful and forgive. That's what I have to say.
That is
And I'm
so
so grateful
incredible.
for all of you.
I am so grateful. And I'm wondering, I saw that Patty B and Joyce C had their hand raised. And so I want to honor, that this is a time for us to respond to this wonderful wisdom sharing. And thank you, Tiffany, for taking us in the present moment with what exactly happened to you today, about how you were able to navigate that. That was beautiful.
It was a real eye opener. It was kind of like bringing it to the forefront, like really that's the work.
Yes.
And I got to do it before the class. But that is the work.
Yeah.
I would like to say that I was taken back to being 12 years old and outside of Clarksdale, Mississippi. And we lived on a plantation developed into farm pieces, cotton, corn, that kind of thing. And my father would come home and he would take off his work shirt, his hat, and then he would get his gun, put it over his shoulder, and then he'd say to me, Joyce, see, you want to go take a walk with me? And I said, yes, Dad. I would have walked anywhere with my daddy. Y'all should know that. And he would start walking with the gun on his shoulder, and he would just walk through the dirt, through the field. Just walk, just walk, just walk. And we didn't talk. And he was a great talker. I'm carrying it. And by the time we got back to the house, everything was calm. He was calm. The air was calm. Whatever he came in the house with was gone. And one day I asked him, I said, well, Daddy, why do you bring the gun? Well, he said, just in case something jump up and it could be good for dinner. It wasn't because of a person. It was a crazy rabbit or something could have jumped up and that was going to be the end of that rabbit. And I fully understand it because I can remember that living in Santa Barbara, California with my daddy, I would go for walks because we moved there from Mississippi. Okay. And 1962. And my daddy and I would go for walks. And we didn't live too far from the beach. And we'd go there. And we did the same routine, except he didn't carry the gun. That wouldn't have went over too well with our neighbors, with my daddy, a big old black guy walking down the road in the street with a big gun on his shoulder. It just hit me. And at the end of that walk, we'd go to the beach, to the ocean. Everything was calm. Everything was peaceful. It is something to remember that we have all of this within us, but we tend to forget it sometimes. And we need a good memory to help us to say, just go back for a moment. It's okay. Be you. Be Joyce C. Don't be what everybody else is doing, dashing about. Be you and remember your daddy. And those of you who know me know that I do. His teaching is still with me. And there was lots of teachings. So I just wanted to share that with y'all, that it was taking me back. And I was sitting here and I could see the both of us going out the back door, walking, that kind of thing. And I could feel the peace and comfort I had with him. I always felt safe. There was my daddy. And I just want y'all to know that that was a good moment. So we got the positives, we've got the comfort, we got the good, we got that which can give us wonderful feelings. We just have to remember that we have them.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said.
Yeah.
And Joyce C., Reverend Joyce C., I just want to honor that with your permission, I actually asked Mr. Brown if he would be one of my angel guides. Oh. And he has helped me through many things, Mr. Brown.
Way to go, Daddy.
Yes, he's an amazing energy, amazing spirit.
Y'all will know my dad was a bit of a, he could sing some Howlin' Wolf for you. And then I'm gonna tell you straight up, he did have a still. But he could sing. And he had that old ho, 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 But y'all done heard that ho, ho coming out. Y'all know what I'm talking about here. Yeah. And now I'm trying to go Southern. You see what you've done? It's done come up on me. It's all right. I don't mind. I can get this sometime when I talk to my brother Lorenzo. But I just wanted to share that. I've had a wonderful time. Most enlightening.
Absolutely.
Most enlightening. And it takes away all of those uh, things you may have over your face, stutters and things, and not seeing, and realize it's okay to go and see yourself and see what you're doing, and then realize that you can change that and perhaps get to enjoy yourself more. All is good.
Beautifully said.
Mm-hmm.
Beautifully
Thank you
said.
so much.
Absolutely.
I thank y'all very much. Good.
Yes. And does anyone else have any responses, any reactions, any questions, anything that is upswelling in you for any of our incredible speakers?
Annie.
Thank you. Actually, Dottie, please forgive me. I want to quote your wife in one of the things that Tiffany said. When you said everybody is right, or everybody, their feelings are legitimate, everything is correct, and you're not one to say I'm right, you're wrong. And so our friend Corky, Dottie's beautiful wife, says, I'd rather be happy than right. And that's the kind of philosophy that I try to live in. And Corky, being one of my teachers throughout the years, definitely has stuck with me. And this was also very uplifting for me. I have things going on next week. I have a surgery, so it's always good to remember, to stay in that uplifted state of mind. And it's going to be fine. Always has been. I've come through a lot in the last year, and it's been amazing. And it's all because of love and the support and the caring all around. So.
And I will be singing a song for you during your surgery. So what time is it, Annie?
They haven't told me what time I'm going in
Okay.
yet, but it's on February 20th.
Wonderful.
And I would presume that they're going to have me check in somewhere around 7 a.m. But yeah,
Beautiful. I will put that on my calendar.
thank you, sweetie.
Does anybody have anything that they would like to add? Is there any specific ritual that you do to help yourself stay in the moment, in the now? Kellie?
One of the things that I will say is that circumstances are 50% yours, but your experience is 100% yours.
Beautiful.
You can always change your circumstances, but you can always change how you experience your circumstances.
So true. That is a wonderful quote.
Yes.
Thank you, Kellie.
100%. And it reminds us that every moment that we are here together, we are building an energy vortex, of resonating, powerful, healing, comforting, supporting energy. And again, I want to honor those of you that are on the East Coast. It's like, you're staying up late with us and bringing that healing matrix of light. It's incredible. It's just, I'm bathing in it. Anybody else? Yes, Annie.
Just quick. So, Tiffany, in answer to your question, every morning before I get out of bed, I do an affirmation and a gratitude prayer. So sometimes I make it up, or sometimes I listen to a YouTube. I found a couple of YouTube gratitude affirmations that go on for about 5-10 minutes. And that gives me my morning energy to get started.
That is fantastic. That's a great way. So if any of you do struggle with gratitude or morning rituals, you can always tap into YouTube. There's quite a lot out there.
Absolutely. And, this will be on our YouTube channel, on the UCM YouTube channel. So if you want to revisit this, and Center for Creative Living, which is one of our amazing spiritual communities, has services every Sunday that are put on their YouTube channel. And the reason that I invite you to do that is sometimes I will listen. I'll think, oh, I missed this, or I was trying to get all the information and I maybe missed something, or maybe I just need to see that connection. Well, this is a way that we can build connection with and for each other. Beautiful.
Dottie, do you have anything that you would like to add? Would you like to tell us about your Sunday services?
Yes, please.
You're muted.
You're muted, Dottie. Can we get you unmuted?
Mute.
There you are.
So every Sunday morning here in California at 10 o'clock, we have a Zoom, and we have an hour service, and Reverend Janet is very good at singing, and quite often even doing a prayer for us. And we have other people that come into the house. I had a stroke at the beginning of November, and so because of that, I have people come to the house to do our Zooming. So we have people who come to the house, people who tune in and watch, and some people who stay until 3 o'clock. I stay. You stay. It's a way to start the day. It's a way to put the week together in a positive arena with positive people telling them their stories. I don't broadcast for the whole hour. I wait 10 minutes before the end of the hour, and I have people tell what they got out of the service. And quite often when they got out of the service is greater than the service. It's wonderful to have people. I've often wanted to have, when we had church in a building, have time for people to stand up and say something in response to the service. And it never quite happened. But with the Zoom, it's wonderful. Here in the home, to have people call in or people just stand up in front of the coffee table and talk. So please, if you're interested, you can get an address and Courtney will give it to you.
Okay, it's Center for Creative Living, all one word, Center for Creative Living UCM.org. So, and Annie's there, and Joyce and Penny are there, and we have Donna shows up,
and Jan
shows up, and Dottie shows up, I show up, and
Janet shows up. So if you'd like to join us,
we've got plenty of other people.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. Please just sign in. 10 o'clock.
And so it's Center for Creative Living dash UCM.
UCM.
Yeah, you have to put the dash UCM.
UCM.org.
Yeah, because there's a lot of Center for Creative Living, believe it or not.
Right. I found that out.
And for those of you through Attitude of Gratitude, I will post the link to the Sunday service in our Facebook page. So you'll have the Zoom link.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kiefer.
And thank you, Anne, for putting it in the chat. Beautiful.
Oh, hey, good girl.
Good. You did it much more quickly than I could have.
It takes a while. They got me that way.
Absolutely. So anybody else have an amazing revelation or an awareness, that pertains to you, perhaps, that has come from this incredible time?
Well, one of the things that I do if I get depressed or are feeling blue or feeling down is just shake. Like dance. Just kind of, put on something and stand up and just start moving around. That helps so much. just like getting that old, just move things around.
That
And
is brilliant.
yeah, and and it's cheap. And it's really available. I'd rather be happy than anything else. And it's like what happens is, I mean, I get depressed a little bit every so often, occasionally. It's like, well, this is boring. Jeez, I want to be happy. I don't want to be like. So it's like as soon as I identify it, it's like we're out of here. So that's my theory.
Oh, that's beautiful. And it goes right into what Kellie was teaching us and what Tina was teaching us and what our beautiful angel Rachel was teaching us and what you talk about all the time, Tiffany, getting back connected to nature and the earth. It's what Mr. Brown teaches us, Reverend Joyce C. And I want to point that out because when we do that, and exactly what Annie said, I get up and do a gratitude in one form or another. What a great way to start your day. What an amazing way to start your day. And then to remember all of these little tools and tips that can bring us instantly into peace.
I want to say one more thing. I think I missed a row of people because Donna's in church and Jan yours is at church.
Yes.
And if I missed you, I do apologize.
Yes.
Okay. Wanted to correct you.
Mentioned that.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm so glad, Amelia, that you were here. I can just sense your energy. It's amazing. It's amazing the power, my friends, the power of coming together, the power of sharing our humanity and also our wisdom.
There's some wonderful spiritual healers on this call. I
Yes,
think
ma'am.
every single one of you make a difference in the world. And I just want you all to know that some of you on here are my mentors and some of you are my colleagues, but you all are my friends. And I'm just very grateful to be in the same room with all of you.
Yay. Absolutely. And I mean, thank you all too. I want to add to that, thank you for having the courage to be fully yourself and to express your way, your spirituality, and allowing us to dip into that river of, wisdom and comfort and healing. It's so, I know personally for me, that's so exactly what I need. I need that. I need to feel that river. I need to see you all and to hear your powerful experience and to breathe in your wisdom. There is just such amazing energy here right now. I just have to acknowledge it. It's just incredible.
Yeah. I just wanted to say thank you to the speakers. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
And it was just this incredible, well-rounded information. So much each of you brought. And one individual is very powerful. And we can all put together. It's really what's needed right now. I feel very uplifted and inspired by each of you. And I want to thank you.
Absolutely. Just want to underline that 3 times.
I love how everybody was different.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the main goal was to bring a different perspective of different areas of our lives that we deal with and how we can navigate those different areas. And I think it went to get, I could not have put it together any better. It was absolutely, all 3 of you ladies are amazing, absolutely amazing. So I'm very grateful.
Yes.
All divinely orchestrated.
It was.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Don't leave yourself
Yeah.
out of that,
Yeah.
Tiffany. Don't leave
Beautiful.
yourself out of that. This
Yes.
love you. Yeah.
Yes. Hello.
Love you.
Yo.
We are a circle of love. Oh, we are a circle of love. And so reach out and reach in and know you are all one. And we'll reach out and hold the world in our loving arms. So each of you brings that incredible healing vibration that we need. And I just thank you. We thank you from the UCM community for all that you bring. So grateful. Mm-hmm.